Welcome to NDTV Profit. I am Mahima Vacchrajani, and in this series of videos, we're going to try to understand budgetary terms. Understanding your country's money matters, and in light with the upcoming union budget, today we're going to understand a term often used in budget: fiscal deficit. What is fiscal deficit? For India's government, a fiscal deficit occurs when a government spends more money than it collects in revenue during a specific period, usually a fiscal year. The revenue comes from taxes, fees, and other sources, while the expenditure pertains to government spending money on public services like infrastructure, healthcare, education, subsidies, and social programs. So a deficit is basically the difference between what a government earns and spends in a year. There are basically two main ways to measure a fiscal deficit. Gross fiscal deficit. This considers all government spending, including interest payments on existing debt. Second is primary deficit. This excludes interest payments, focusing on a new borrowing for current spending. The debt connection. When a government runs a deficit, it has to finance that gap. That's when borrowing comes into the picture. The government can borrow funds from the market, state provident funds, external debt, and more. This adds to the national debt. So what does this mean for you? High fiscal deficit can have several consequences. First one is higher interest rates. Higher cost of borrowing by the government can push up interest rates in the economy, which may eventually hurt individual and small business borrowers. Second is government cutbacks. In extreme cases, governments might have to cut spending on public services to manage the deficit. What is the current scenario? Well, the revised fiscal deficit estimate for 23-24 stands at 5.8% of GDP. As per the interim budget announced in February, the estimated fiscal deficit in 24-25 is estimated to be around 5.1% of GDP. In May, the Reserve Bank of India transferred Rs 2.11 lakh crore worth dividend to the government, more than double of what was expected. This could help the government narrow its FY25 fiscal deficit to 4.9% of GDP as per brokerages like Motilal Oswal. What are your thoughts on fiscal deficit and the upcoming budget? Do you think the government should prioritize reducing the deficit or focus on investing in public services? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned to NDTV Profit for union budget related coverage.